disubmit di jurnal yang satu, ya, CTFO Journal itu 2 kali review tuh memakan waktu 2 tahun kan ya. Terus akhirnya ditolak. Setelah 2 years tuh baru ngomong enggak gitu loh. Ya, terus ya udah nggak apa-apa, disubmit ulang ke jurnal yang lain. Jadi begitulah namanya publikasi ya. Tapi nggak ini ya, jangan khawatir ya. Ini kan karena jurnal yang kita tuju awalnya itu kan Q1 ya. Q1 itu memang demanding. Jurnalnya itu sangat demanding. Jadi emang it takes some time to get published in a good journal like this ya. Tapi kalau di jurnal Scopus yang misalnya Q3 atau Q4 tidak sedemanding Q1 tentunya, so you may have a response from the editor in less than 6 months probably. Yeah. Okay. Nah ini, so at least ya, I'm trying to show you what we have done in structuring the rhetorical strategies of the paper, atau how we engineer the constructions of this paper. So the first paragraph, so we can find here the topic of the paper, the topic underlying the study. What is the research area or the topic underlying the study? Yeah. Okay, so this one. So the topic or the research area underlying the study is gender-based teaching, gender-based pedagogy. Yeah. So in the first paragraph, so we started to develop the theoretical context, the theoretical context underlying the study. So this study actually focuses on, atau this paper reports the construction of gender-based teaching framework and instructional design, which aims to accommodate our national EFL curriculum. So then in paragraph 1, we slightly reviewed the progress or the development of gender-based pedagogy. Okay, so this is the theoretical context. Jadi mulai it dates back from its early emergence in Australia, blah blah, up to each of the schools has contributed to a growing body of research on how gender-based pedagogy can be translated into different curriculum practices. So this is the theoretical context. And then after this, on the second paragraph, this one, particularly in systemic functional linguistics, SFL informed gender-based pedagogy, scholars in the field of applied linguistics, and blah 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 up to this. So in the second paragraph, in the second paragraph, we develop the empirical context underlying the study. So we want to show to the readers the innovations in here, the innovations of the GBT cycles, so the innovations of gender-based teaching and learning cycles that have been done in the previous studies. Jadi siapa sih yang melakukan penelitian dalam bidang gender-based teaching tetapi melakukan inovasi pada siklusnya? Because this study actually reported the innovations of gender-based teaching cycle to accommodate our national EFL curriculum. Nah, jadi fokusnya tadi pada ini, the construction of gender-based teaching framework and instructional design for accommodating a demanding EFL curriculum. Itu sebenarnya kurikulum 2013 Kita bilangnya di sini klaimnya sebagai demanding EFL curriculum. Why demanding nanti dijelaskan di bawah. Nah, ini ternyata ada previous studies yang melakukan previous studies ya, which have made innovations ya, innovations on the genre-based teaching and learning cycles. Misalnya Albino 2017, Burns dan sebagainya sampai ya sudah 2011. Yeah, so these scholars have made some innovations within a genre-based teaching cycles, yeah, for teaching genres, for teaching genres as well as for developing English language skills. Ya, gitu. Nah, ini ya itu gitu. Ini adalah dimaksudkan sebagai empirical konteksnya. And then next, in the third paragraph, in Indonesia, nah sebelum masuk ke sini, ini ada pembukanya, entry point-nya di sini ya. Although GBT has attracted diverse contexts around the globe, many English teachers have encountered a number of challenges in translating the GBT methodology into contextual classroom practices within particular socio-educational context. Ya, siapa yang bilang gitu? Misalnya ada Kartika Ningsi and Gunawan 2019, Raslis and Masuda 2013, Tardi and Trastuti and Riazi 2020. So this argument is also based on my publication as well on 2020. Yeah, so in that publications I reported the portrait of text-based teaching in the Indonesian CFL context. Ya, jadi sintesanya sama bahwa secara keseluruhan itu ini a number of challenges in translating the GBT methodology into contextual classroom practices. Jadi penelitian-penelitian itu suaranya sama bahwa teachers ya encountered confusions and difficulties in contextualizing GBT ya in their own context, in their own socio-educational context. Socio-educational context itu konteks yang melingkupi social context, cultural context, educational context, and political context. Ya, jadi political context itu termasuk dari socio-educational context. Ya. Political tapi maksudnya yang kaitannya dengan pendidikan ya, politik yang berdampak terhadap pendidikan, policy yang berdampak pada pendidikan gitu. Misalnya kebijakan bahasa Inggris sebagai bahasa asing itu kan juga political context underlying the use of English in Indonesia gitu. Maksudnya kayak gitu. Nah, sekarang masuk ke paragraf ketiga, ini adalah practical or actual context ya. So we explained ya what has been going on in our context, and this is actually intended as contextual review. Ya, sebenarnya didedikasikan juga sebagai contextual review ya, karena ini dibatasi oleh kata. Jadi saya terutama susah sekali mau menyisakan satu literature review itu yang khusus untuk konteks Indonesia gitu ya. Misalnya mereview genre-based teaching in Indonesian EFL context. Harusnya ada itu ya. Harus ada review itu. Tapi nggak cukup ya. Ini aja udah 8.000 lebih ya. Semoga diterima oleh editornya gitu. Padahal maksimal harus 8.000 gitu kan. Jadi ya ini practical or actual context ini hopefully is considered sufficient to provide contextual explanations on what has been going on in Indonesia gitu ya. What has been going on in English language teaching in Indonesia. Nah, ini ada paragraf seperti ini ya. Jadi in Indonesia, the 2013 Indonesian EFL curriculum has required Indonesian EFL teachers to teach several genres while integrating the mandated content such as character values, blah, 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 including 4Cs into their instructions. Having been explicitly stated in the formulations of the core and basic competencies of the 2013 curriculum, Indonesian EFL teachers are expected to teach particular school genres while addressing these other curricular objectives. Nah, ini what is actually about. Ini menceritakan tantangan pembelajaran bahasa Inggris ya berdasarkan kurikulum 2013 itu loh. Pembelajaran berbasis teks tentunya ya, yang berdasarkan kurikulum 2013 ya. Jadi ada unclear directions ya. These unclear directions, jadi ada demands tapi unclear directions ya. Ya, jadi not sufficiently supported by a clear framework. Berarti kan nggak ada directions. This unclear direction is evident in teachers' confusions in putting GBT into practices ya, since its adoption in 2004 dan sebagainya. Ya. Nah, ini. Jadi ini menjelaskan challenges, problems ya, in the actual or practical konteksnya gimana. Nah, sekarang gapnya ini. Jadi as such, a GBT framework followed by a GBT instructional design model for guiding teachers to enact their GBT as mandated by the current Indonesian EFL curriculum is needed. Although a number of aforementioned studies on GBT have made particular modifications of the GBT cycle, such modified cycles are not intended to accommodate the demands or expectations of particular national curricula. So, nah ini gapnya di sini. Jadi we are arguing that the previous modifications on the GBT cycles are not actually intended to accommodate the demands or expectations of particular national curricula. Jadi untuk pembelajaran berbasis genre aja di berbagai konteks, tapi tidak atau belum untuk mengakomodasikan kebutuhan kurikulum. That's our gap. Gap itu siapa sih yang menentukan? Apakah gap itu ada di paper yang kita rujuk? Who should yeah, but still, who should identify the gap?
The author.
Yes, of course, the authors, the researchers themselves. Yeah. So this is part of your arguments. Yeah. So that's why from the beginning you have to frame, you have to develop framing. Baik itu dari theoretical framing, empirical framing, practical or actual framing, ya, theoretical, conceptual, empirical, practical framing. Ya, jadi 4 itu ya tidak harus ada semuanya ya, tapi theoretical and empirical, theoretical or conceptual and empirical konteks itu harus ada. Ya. Karena itu framing pokoknya itu ya. Kalau practical or actual konteks bisa jadi di review di bagian literature review khusus ada misalnya tadi ya gender-based teaching in Indonesian CFL context itu sebenarnya bagian dari actual framing, contextual framing, bagian dari contextual framing. Jadi boleh ditempatkan di introductions atau boleh secara khusus ditempatkan di literature review. It depends on what you need. Ya, it depends on ini artnya di sini, seninya, tergantung kitanya aja mau nempatin di mana, tergantung urgensinya gitu ya. Ya, tapi kalau theoretical or conceptual and empirical context itu nggak boleh ditawar, itu harus ada. Kalau nggak ada, then how can we argue the importance of our study? Ya, what is the rationale of conducting our study? Jadi kayak tiba-tiba penelitian kita ada gitu ya. Kayak pembaca tidak diberi pemahaman yang cukup what has been going on ya in the field ya in relations to this research area. Kan nggak mungkin out of the blue our research is important. So you need to argue why your research is important to do, why your research is essential, urgent to conduct. Yeah. Okay, and then with this in mind, as part of a larger design-based study, this paper reports the process of constructing a useful framework of GBT with principled eclecticism and its instructional design model to further guide the design of GBT practices for teaching genres at Indonesian secondary schools. Ini. Ya. Jadi ini apa? This paper reports. So this is the aim, yeah, the aim of our study. Yeah, the study. This is based. This is part of a larger design-based study. Yeah. Terus ini the constructed framework and its instructional design model of GBT are tailored blah blah blah. Ini adalah research contributions ya. Sampai terakhir adalah research contributions. Furthermore, we hope that the GBT framework and the instructional design model would provide guidance for enacting GBT as required by particular demanding national EFL curricula as in the current 2013 Indonesian EFL curriculum. So the last paragraph is our argument concerning the last paragraph covers the aim of the paper, and then the research focus and the research contributions. That's it. So these are the rhetorical moves of introductions, of an introduction sections. Sama nggak dengan yang tadi dipresentasikan oleh Arnita, kemudian Pratiwi, ya, dan satu lagi siapa? 3 atau 2 tadi ya. Kira-kira more or less, can you see the similarities of the rhetorical strategies or rhetorical moves ya? Ya, cuman begini aja introductions. Tapi untuk bisa menuliskan introduction ini, kalau nggak baca nggak mungkin. Nggak ketemu framingnya. Ya, karena lautan ocean, the ocean of references itu kita harus ibaratnya memilih ya relevant studies ya. So we should understand those studies and in what ways we can use them to support our framing. Nah, inilah ekspektasi dari level S2 dan S3 ya. Jadi ada peningkatan cognitive activities dengan standar seperti ini. Jadi kualitas argumen tulisan mahasiswa S2 itu jangan kayak S1 misalnya English is considered as an international language ya, atau mungkin writing is known as the most difficult skills among the other skills gitu, atau education is defined as blah blah, or speaking is blah blah blah, reading is, itu argumen definisi, nggak bisa diterima gitu. Untuk introductions itu nggak ada penjelasan apapun. Introductions itu tone-nya selalu apa tadi? Tone-nya selalu apa? The tone is
analyzing, ma'am. Analyzing, synthesizing gitu.
Okay, analyzing, comparing, contrasting, evaluating, and finally synthesizing. Jadi you must be able to write your critical synthesis. Synthesis itu kayak apa sih? Synthesis itu kayak gini loh. Misalnya, nih ya, it dates back from its early emergence in Australia in the 1980s, bla bla ya. Terus, misalnya ini, to its further development in such schools of thought as systemic functional linguistics, for example, Christie and Martin, bla bla, Humphrey and McNaught, Martin, bla bla, sampai Rothery and Stanglin. So you try to combine similar voices or the same voices from different resources. Itu namanya sintesis. Ya, supaya bisa mensintesa, berarti kan harus membaca lebih dari satu sumber. Ya, kemudian kita berusaha mencari comparing and contrasting tadi ya. comparing and contrasting those different voices. Oh, itu voice-nya tuh sebenarnya sama, serupa, atau different? Yeah, what are those scholars' voices actually? Then you synthesize. Ya, misalnya ini, misalnya apa lagi ya? Oh, misalnya ini, misalnya nih. Although GBT has attracted diverse contexts around the globe, ya ini sintesa ini saya dapat dari mana? Oh, dari Amelia and Hamid. Tapi sebenarnya masih ada satu studi yang menyatakan yang sama, karena Amelia and Hamid itu juga taunya dari penelitian itu ya. Cuman kenapa nggak saya sebutin ya? Lupa saya. Ya, harusnya ada Christy ini ya. Ini Christy. Ini Christy itu malah mbah buyutnya gitu loh. Ibaratnya Emilia ini Emilia itu mahasiswa S3-nya Christy gitu kan. Jadi si Bu Emilia ini taunya dari Christy gitu. Cuman saya kok lupa. Nggak apa-apa lah. Nanti kalau semoga ada kesempatan revisi terus nanti bisa saya tambahin. Ya, terus many English teachers have encountered a number of challenges in translating the GPT methodology into contextual classroom practices, ya, within particular socio-educational context. Ini itu sintesa ini itu saya dapat dari penelitiannya siapa aja? Oh, dari penelitiannya Kartika Ningsih dan Gunawan, Raslis and Matsuda dan sebagainya sampai Trestuti and Riasi 2020. Yeah, so from these previous studies, we have understood the same voice, yeah, that English teachers have encountered problems, difficulties, challenges in translating, in contextualizing, yeah, the GBT methodology into their own classroom practices. Nah, itu namanya sintesa. Nah, dari awal sampai akhir, apakah tone-nya itu ada yang menjelaskan? Tone-nya ada yang menjelaskan, mendeskripsikan, mempresentasikan, listing, membuat daftar, mendefinisikan? Nggak ada. Nggak ada. Nanti buang-buang kata kalau cuma definisi atau apalagi mendaftar ya, misalnya the characteristics bla 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 1 2 3, aduh sudah wasting words ya, karena kita limited by words. Okay, that's it. So far you have any questions? Ini sekaligus kita membahas sudah masuk ke introductions ya. Kita sudah masuk ke the rhetorical strategies or rhetorical moves of introduction sections. So far, do you have any questions?